Welcome all. I am Dr. Vijay Patil from KK Wag Engineering Institute. In this video, I will be covering basics of internal combustion engines. The objective of this video is to understand the components and the working of IC engines. In this video, I will also cover some theoretical cycles like Otto cycle and diesel cycle, which are used for analysis of petrol and diesel engines. So once this knowledge is acquired, one can easily check the performance of petrol and diesel engines. Now let me firstly classify the engines. There are two types of engines. One is the external combustion engine and second one is the internal combustion engine. In external combustion engine, fuel is burnt outside the engine system where the power is produced. So once fuel is burnt, the working substance gets that heat, absorbs that heat, like steam in case of boiler. In boiler, the heat is given to the steam and then steam is utilized in a steam turbine to generate power. Similarly, in case of gas turbines, the hot gases which are produced, they are obtained outside the gas turbine, and then in the gas turbine we get the power. So these are the external combustion engines. In internal combustion engine, fuel is burnt inside the engine cylinder itself, and there itself the power is generated. So that is the basic difference between internal combustion engine and external combustion engine. So let me concentrate on internal combustion engines. Now I will classify the internal combustion engines. The first one is based on number of strokes. So you can actually divide engine in two types based on number of strokes. One is the two-stroke engine and second one is the four-stroke engine. In case of two-stroke engine, the cycle is completed in the two strokes of the piston. One stroke means it is the movement of piston between the top dead center and the bottom dead center. So in any one direction, when the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center or from bottom to top dead center, it completes one stroke. So in two such strokes, if the cycle is completed, then we say that it is a two-stroke engine. But if engine utilizes four individual strokes, then that is categorized as the four-stroke engine. Then based on number of cylinders, you can have a single cylinder engine or a multi-cylinder engine where the number of cylinders are more than two. So single cylinder engine is generally used in the applications where power requirement is low, like in case of two-wheelers, and multi-cylinder engines, they are used in the applications where you require more power, like in four-wheelers, trucks, they use the multi-cylinder engine. Then you can use you can categorize this engines based on the fuel which is used as petrol engine or diesel engine. Petrol is also called as a gasoline. You can also use CNG, LPG in petrol engines. So these are the two categories based on the fuel which is used. Then you can have a thermodynamic cycle as a Otto cycle or diesel cycle. So Otto cycle is used in case of petrol engines and diesel cycle in case of diesel engines. Similarly, you can have different arrangements of cylinders. One is inline arrangement, in which, now let me go through the engine components and nomenclature which is used in engines. So first thing is, we know that in case of internal combustion engine, mainly the reciprocating type of engine, we have a piston and cylinder arrangement. So piston reciprocates in the cylinder. So now let us discuss the two-stroke engine. There are three figures which you see here. The first figure shows the movement of the piston in the upward direction. The second figure shows the movement of the piston in the downward direction, and in the third figure the piston is again now moving in the downward direction and the cycle is about to complete. Now let us start with the first figure. Piston has started moving in the upward direction you see that there are 3 ports here. Inlet port, which is 4-stroke engines. As I told you, there are 4 individual strokes. The first one is the suction stroke, second one is the compression stroke, third one is the power stroke, and final one is the exhaust stroke. Now let us go through the thermodynamic cycles which are used in case of petrol engines and diesel engines. The first one is the Otto cycle, which was invented by Nicholas Otto in 1862. Now these are the cycles which are used in analysis of the engines. Now there are various assumptions which were which we need to consider while analyzing these cycles. So these cycles they consist of four processes. The first process from 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression process, then 2 to 3 is the heat addition process, 3 to 4 is the expansion process, where we also call this as a power process, and final one is the heat rejection process. Now here you will see that there is no intake stroke and there is no exhaust. We are assuming that air is used as a substance which is present in the engine, and the heat exchange across the wall, it occurs through the source and the sink. The source is used for supplying the heat to the system, and sink is used for taking or heat rejection out of the system. So you can see that there are only 4 processes, and this 4 processes doesn't consist of intake and the exhaust process. So this is a closed cycle which we have. It is also a reversible cycle. So all the processes which are here in this cycle, they are the reversible process. So 1 to 2, as I told you, it is a isentropic compression, during which the air which is present inside the cylinder is being compressed adiabatically, right? So there is no exchange of heat from system to the surrounding or from surrounding to the system. Then the second process, 2 to 3, is the heat addition process, in which the source is brought in contact with the cylinder head. So instantaneously heat is being added, which will raise the pressure and temperature of the air which is present inside the cylinder. Because of increase in pressure and temperature of the substance or the air which is present inside the cylinder, there is sudden expansion, and this process is instantaneous, right? 2 to 3 process, that is the heat addition process, is instantaneous. So there is sudden rise in pressure and temperature which will result in expansion, and that process is 3 to 4. So this is also a adiabatic isentropic process, reversible adiabatic process, during which work is obtained as the output. So piston moves from the top dead center to bottom dead center, and whatever heat is remaining in this air, that is being rejected to the sink. So sink is again brought in contact with the cylinder, and the heat is rejected. So these are the 4 processes which you see in this cycle, Otto cycle. So now we can analyze this cycle. So there is an important parameter which we will calculate, and that is the efficiency. So efficiency in any work producing device is given as work of output or work done divided by heat supplied. Now if you see this cycle, so we have compression ratio. Compression ratio is the ratio of volumes before compression and after compression. So V1, it is the volume which is before the compression, and V2 is the volume which is at the end of the compression. So V1 divided by V2, that gives us compression ratio. And since all the gas laws are applicable here in this cycle, you can actually have this relation between the temperature and volume, which is T2 by T1, that is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1, and V1 by V2 as I told you is the compression ratio. So T2 in terms of T1 can be written as T2 equal to T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. So what we are doing now is we are trying to gauge the relations between the temperatures, so that finally I'll remove this temperature term and I will get an expression which is in the known parameters, which is in terms of known parameters. So similarly you can see that T4 by T3, right, the process 1 to 2 is the isentropic process, which is reversible adiabatic process. So there you can apply this expression. Similarly process 3-4 is also the expansion process, which is reversibly adiabatic process. So there also you can apply this law, and there you can write T4 by T3 as V3 by V4 raised to gamma minus 1, or you can also write T3 by T4 as V4 by V3, right, just reciprocal of this one, raised to gamma minus 1. But V4 is same as V1 and V3 is same as V2. So if I substitute that, V4 by V3 can be written as V1 by V2. So T3 by T4 comes out to be V1 by V2, which is R raised to gamma minus 1. So you see that T3 by T4, which is equal to R raised to gamma minus 1, is same as T2 by T1, which is also R raised to gamma minus 1. So you can write T3 by T4 equal to T2 by T1, or when you rearrange this term, it will become T3 by T2 equal to T4 by T1. Now the expression for efficiency which we have is 1 minus T1 in bracket T4 by T1 minus 1 divided by T2 in bracket T3 by T2 minus 1. So this was our earlier expression. Now since T4 by T1 is equal to T3, now let us analyze second cycle, which is the diesel cycle invented by Rodolphe Diesel in 1893. So again here you see 4 processes. Unlike Otto cycle, here the heat addition process is the constant pressure process. In case of Otto cycle, it was constant volume process. So the volume before the heat addition and after the heat addition, they are not same. So this ratio V3 by V2, it is called as the cutoff ratio. So there is compression from 1 to 2. This is reversible adiabatic process or isentropic compression. And 2 to 3 is the heat addition process, during which the source is brought in contact with the cylinder head and heat is being transferred from the source to the air, which is working substance in the cylinder. Then after the end of the heat addition, because of increase in pressure and temperature, the working substance expands. So we get work output, and finally whatever heat remains in the working substance, that is being thrown out to the sink or rejected to the sink. So these are the 4 processes which you see on this diagram. Again, you don't have any suction and exhaust, because this is an closed system which we are considering in analysis. So in analysis, again we can go with the same procedure, like we need to calculate the efficiency, which is work done upon heat supplied, and heat supplied in this case is mCp into delta T, because here you have this constant pressure heat addition process. So before the heat addition, the temperature was T2. At the end of the heat addition process, temperature is raised to T3. So delta T is T3 minus T2. So mCp into delta T, that gives us heat supplied. Similarly, heat rejected is again at constant volume. So this is mCv into delta T, which is mCv into T4 minus T1. So again, when you substitute this in the expression for, similarly for process 2-3, we have, since this is a constant pressure process, we can write or use gas law, which is P2 V2 by T2, that is equal to P3 V3 by T3. And since P2 and P3 are same, because heat addition process 2-3 is a constant pressure process, P3 and P2 they are same. So you can write T3 in terms of T2 as T2 into V3 by V2. And we know T2 in terms of T1, so substitute that, and V3 by V2